whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, we're gonna have some fun in the snow today because it's a perfect environment to learn all about diff locks. Hey guys, now if you're new here, my name is Michael. I founded Overland Bound quite a while back. We've got a great worldwide community of overlanders here to support you, so head on over to overlandbound.com. We'd love to have you as part of the crew. Now, I was over here drawing little diagrams in the dirt, kind of lining out the day and what would be the most useful, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 3 setups today. I'm already in 4 low, right? And that's where you would all start if you don't have lockers. So I'm in 4 low. We're gonna start out by doing a simple stuck. I'm just gonna get it stuck while I'm in 4 low, and I'll show you how the lockers will move us out and why. And then we'll do 2 other setups to show you the variety of scenarios where a front and rear locker may come into play. On top of that, we're gonna have a couple of surprises so we can show you what lockers will and will not do. All right, let's go get this thing stuck. A differential is that pumpkin in your axle that allows the inner tire to turn at a different rate than the outer tire. One tire can turn without the other tire turning at all. So what happens is if you get one tire good and stuck and this tire over here is on ice, then when the power gets distributed through the differential, that tire that's on ice is just gonna spin and you're stuck. Now the reason 4-wheel drive works at all is because you have limited slip differentials. So a certain percentage of the power from the motor is trying to be distributed, and by balancing the power between all 4 wheels with those limited slip differentials, you do have power going to tires with the traction, and that moves you forward. In the case of a locker, you can lock that differential and both tires on that axle must turn at the same rate. And then you can imagine if one tire has good traction and this tire has no traction, as soon as you lock it, they have to spin at the same rate. This tire is gonna move you forward. That's the first setup we're gonna show you. All right, I think I have our first setup. Now we're setting up clinically so that you can see exactly what the drivetrain's doing. So those are the opportunities I'm looking for. I think I got one here. Now, what I'll be able to do here, hopefully, is I'm in simple 4-wheel drive, and I got a situation where I can rest the front 2 tires against a nice steep incline, and then on the back, I'm gonna have 1 tire in the snow and 1 tire with good traction. And in standard 4-wheel drive, what I should do is get stuck. Truck. Too capable. Well, this rig is all-wheel drive, and it's providing a challenge in terms of us being able to get it stuck, even when I'm not in 4 low. But we're going to find the right obstacle here. All right, now we set up this situation. We are stuck. We're not going anywhere. You look at the scenario and you're like, what? You got some traction, you got good grip and some rocks. Well, this is the classic scenario. This is the bane of a 4-wheel drive system's existence. It's called the cross axle stuck. And when you get off grid It happens all the time. What we got here is we got this front passenger tire stuffed, and then we've got the rear driver's side tire stuffed. That means that these tires have all the traction. Now, if you look on this, the rear passenger tire, you see how that suspension is way drooped? Well, it is almost drooped to the max, which means that that tire has very little pressure on it. In fact, I might be able to lift the rig up from that corner. The front driver's side tire is completely suspended in the air. And so what that means is that for a standard four-wheel drive system, it's just going to drive power to that wheel and to the driver front because it's the path of least resistance. This is when a locker truly comes in. This is when you need it. All you have to do to get up this hill with a locker is lock the rear. That tire is going to bite. You're going to come up this hill. I'm just going to flip my rear locker on, and I'm going to pull forward about 3 feet. It's that simple with a rear locker. Here we go. There it is. Now we got traction. Hey you guys, just a real quick note. Everything happening today is happening on designated trails. I know this area without the snow, so I know we're not damaging anything underneath. And if you're liking this video today, go ahead and like and subscribe to be notified of our future videos. All right, now here's the deal with this. Now we got, the full weight of the vehicle working against it. We have the rear lockers on. The truck ain't moving forward. All right, so we got both rear tires spinning, and the truck is doing its damnedest. It's not moving forward. All right, now, when you look at this freeze frame, you see those front tires are spinning at opposite rates, at different rates, and there's the lesson. That's because the power being driven to those front wheel was going to the wheel with the least amount of traction. That's the last thing you want if you're trying to get unstuck, but that's what it does. As it's sending power, the power goes this way or that way to the front tires, depending on which tire has least traction. It's the path of least resistance. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our front lockers to work, and we're gonna ask them to grab some traction up front. When I lock the front and I lock the rear, I have all four tires spinning at the same time. We crawled up out of there. All right, now you've seen a number of scenarios where lockers will really get you out of a situation, but I want to show you this last scenario so you know the lockers can't do everything, right? They're not going to give you out of every scenario, and sometimes you're just stuck. You got to stack some rocks, you got to jack yourself up out of a hole, fill the hole, all kinds of other things. So let's take a look at a scenario that a locker is just not going to help you with, and that is a no traction ice slick scenario. Hey you guys, so that is all about your differential lockers. I got 2 more useful videos right here. Now remember, we do this every week, so let's be friends. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the bell if you feel so inclined. Also, we're a worldwide community of overlanders to support you, so go over to overlandbound.com, consider becoming a member of our crew.